So in this screencast, I'm going to very quickly show you how to create some grouped bar charts. And this can be useful for when you want to have a breakdown to an answer to a question by another variable. So, for instance, here I've got the some data from the British Social Attitude Survey 2013. I've just downloaded and from the UK Data Service via their NetStar data extractor, and I've made another video that you can check out about how to use that to access quite complicated research data sets quickly. But the question I've got the answer to is question 635, which is people they're asking these questions to the self-rated racial prejudice, and the potential answers are that you rate yourself as very prejudiced against people of other races, a little prejudiced, not prejudiced at all, and there's some other options here for people who gave a completely different answer or an ambiguous one, said they didn't know, or refused to answer the question. And over here is just the totals, the total being 100%, that they all add up here, so 100% of the male answers, and then 100%, these add up to 100% of the female answers. And these are the N over here is the number of people asked of each type, and I've weighted the percentages so that they reflect a survey that had asked equal numbers of men and women. And so you can see the factor I've chosen to break it down by here is one of the household grid variables, and that's the person's sex that they were asking. So we can use this data to create some groups bar charts. And it's actually really simple the way you can do that in Excel. So first thing I'm going to do is just clean the data up a little bit to make things easier. Delete that variable there, and I'm going to just save the question down here, so we've got that for the title of our chart, and then we can get rid of this row so that we don't confuse Excel. Now, I'm not really going to bother charting this data. I just want answers to the three main options, if you like. And the way we can do that is just put the name of that variable in there. So we've got sex, male, female, and we've got the total line there if we wanted it, and then the three different potential responses. So we'll just highlight the range of data we're looking for. So both our variables, the responses, the response rates, the percentages of each of those categories, and then the three answers. We'll just then come up to insert, bar chart, and then they call them column charts. I guess that's theoretically right, as bar charts go from left to right and column charts go from bottom to top. We want one of these that's grouped, so it's a clustered, it's automatically realized that the data is clustered by those two variables, male and female. So we can click on there, and voila, we pretty quickly have a nice chart that's showing us the very few people of both male and female respondents who answered, they self-declared themselves to be very prejudiced. The 28% or so, slightly more male than female, who gave us the answer a little prejudiced, or the majority of people, but again potentially a few more females who answered they're not prejudiced at all. So to format this and clean this up, I think what we'd want to do is obey the general rule that the less ink you have, the better, so long as it doesn't interfere with the actual interpretation of the graph. So I think we could probably afford to get rid of the background lines there. We've got a legend in, and we could change the color if we wanted to. I think in the title we'd have to give a nice title for to describe what the actual question was. Tidy that up a bit. And there we are. So down here, I think we'd also probably want to add a source and to tell us that this was percentage of the answers over here. So we'd probably go add chart design, add chart element, so percentage of respondents, and then we'd probably want to add in to either move this up and then expand the chart down slightly, but just shift everything up so we can have room to go insert a text box. It's just under shapes, text box, and draw it down there. I'm going to type source British Social Attitudes Survey 2013, and grab that over, and we do some more formatting, I think, to make everything look a bit neater. Okay, but in principle that's how we could cluster together bits of the answers to questions by another variable, in this case sex. Equally, it could be by region, by age group, and we'd have many more bar charts. Or I guess we could do a total one where we combined the people answering, and what we were filtering on, what we were producing different clusters for was by year. So for each of these you could have 2011, 2012, 13, 14, and then for the next answer, the 2012 figure, 2013 figure, 2014 figure, etc. So it doesn't just have to be by a category of your data, it can be the year in which the survey was conducted. But you need to think carefully about what this form is most effective, what this form of column chart is most effective for, and when the kind of time is to switch to a line graph to show change over time, or maybe use a pie chart.